What I'm about to show you here is a way that we bait hogs. There's a lot of different ways to do this. This is one way that we found it's been pretty good, because if you just pour corn out, the hogs will just come in here and just vacuum it up and be gone. And you want to kind of hold them in an area and make it a little more difficult for them to get the corn. You can put up feeders, and a lot of people do that. But I mean, feeders are very expensive to put up, and hogs can actually tear them down. If you don't stake them down really well, a hog can tear them up. So, and also hogs get really smart to a fixed feeder location. So by doing it this way, it's more portable. It's also a little bit more expensive, or a little less expensive, quite a bit less expensive. And you can kind of move it around and keep it fresh for the hogs. So once you wear this area out, you can move it over, and then the hogs are not as spooky of that area. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dig a post hole here, I'll just show you how I mix this stuff up. What you want to do is try to get this hole as narrow and deep as you can. Now be aware, wherever you do this, these hogs are going to root. Don't do this in a road or close to where you want to drive, because these hogs, if this is 4 foot deep, there's going to be a 4 foot divot here, like a big crater. All right. Show you how deep this hole is. That's a pretty deep hole. All right, I'll show you what I've done here. I've got a 50-pound sack of shelled corn, and I've got a package of highly active rapid rise yeast. This is just great Kool-Aid. Kind of gives it a more of a scent, and I guess some flavor. They really like that, seem to. And some sugar. And what this does, I'll mix it in with this corn before I pour it in that hole. It'll help that corn to ferment. And generally here in East Texas where we're at, if I dig a hole that deep, I'll get some water and moisture in there, and it'll react with this yeast and sugar and Kool-Aid. It'll swell that corn up. It's been kind of dry here, so probably what we're going to do is come back and pour some water in there to get this, to activate this yeast. But the way I mix it's real simple. Just pour the whole deal of yeast in there, the whole deal of grape Kool-Aid, and then I'll put about a half a sack of this sugar per 50 pounds. And to mix it, I just kind of shake it, and that shelled corn is actually really porous, so it'll kind of just sift down through there. And then when I go to pour it in there, it'll mix it even further. Well, I can smell that grape Kool-Aid now. And I'll fill that almost to the top right there. Now, if that had water in it here in a day or two, that corn really swells, and it just mushrooms like it's growing up out of that hole. And what I'll do is, like I said, that's a 50-pound sack. I'll dig a couple more holes out around here, and get a big bait area. And those hogs generally in a day or two will find it. Sometimes overnight I'll find it, but it'll hold them here for a few days so you really shoot them, because they can't just sit there and eat that whole, all that corn, because it's down in that hole. Works really well. Well, you can see here that they're hitting this pretty hard. And just to give you an idea how deep this is, that's about as deep as that post hole was. We've got these hogs now coming to this one area. I've got a stand right there. This evening I've got a north wind coming, so my wind's going to be blowing away from this hole. And so this evening ought to be a prime time to hit these hogs. Once they come here, they've been coming here for a few days. They're going to feel safe coming here. Probably nothing's bothering them, and should be able to kill a few hogs right here. So I'm going to rebait this. Just going to pour some fresh corn in there.